Chris, did you ever play past the junior varsity level of basketball?
Well, I got asked to leave the varsity team. So, yes, I did play varsity basketball, but I got asked to leave.
And why did you get asked to leave?
Creative differences with the coach.
And what kind of creative differences?
He thought that I was probably a little bit better at football, and they were like, we don't want to risk you getting hurt and taking your time, so we need to get you out to run track and play football. So they said it's probably the best thing for you.
DC ain't even make JVT. I love it.
I 100% did, and I was asked to leave. And, there's a lot of people out there that know why and that can stay. It's not something we need to dig up.
It was fighting was involved, if I'm not mistaken, correct? You beat somebody. Basically, you bullied somebody.
I was a lover, not a fighter, and I have the daughter to prove it, So
Welcome to Big B Daily. No frauds allowed.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big B Daily. This is your man, Big B. What is going on? We are live on YouTube. What's happening, YouTube? We are live on TikTok. Appreciate everybody being here. Thank you, guys. So, man, we got a good show today on a Tuesday. Even some stuff, we'll get into some stuff in the open mic section that we're not even covering in our topic segment. So, first off is the Celtics. Is that ceiling a little lower than what we think? I think it might be. Geno thinks that Paige Bueckers is the best player in America, not Caitlin Clark. I'll give you my thoughts on that. And then the Dodgers, Ohtani, he finally speaks out. Do we think that he's just full of you-know-what? Yeah, I kind of still think that he is. So we'll get to that and more. I appreciate it. Again, thank you for being here. TikTok, keep tapping the screen. We need at least 5,000 likes. 30 new follows, so please give us a follow if you're not already. YouTube, we appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Same thing, TikTok, we appreciate you. Click on the link in the bio. Come on over, subscribe to Big B Sports Talk over there. And again, if you guys enjoy what we're putting out, you can appreciate what we're doing, and you want to support the show, 2 ways to do it, or actually there's several ways to do it. Please, if you're on YouTube, you can kind of control what the conversation is about. Please send a super chat on over, and we will put your question or statement up immediately and read it off. On TikTok, if you subscribe, you will immediately go to the top of the bin, and we will always read what you have going on, and we appreciate it there. So you can always like, subscribe, follow, and support it in that way as well. So we appreciate everything. There's a tip jar on TikTok. Let's get into this, people. Let's get into it. So first off, the Celtics, is that ceiling a little lower than what we think? I think that it is. I think that it is because here's the thing about the Celtics. First off, last night, you blow a 30-point lead to the Hawks? I mean, come on, people. What are we doing? 30-point lead to the Hawks. I'm just not sold on the Celtics. I haven't been sold on the Celtics all year long. It's not that I don't think they're good, so don't start that. But they have no inside presence. And don't tell me Porzingis. Porzingis is not a post player. They have no inside presence at all. None. Even Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, they are jump shot oriented. Now, I know what you're saying. Hey, Golden State, all those years, they won those titles. They were jump shot oriented. Are we really going to confuse Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Porzingis, Devin White? Are we going to confuse them with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant? I don't think we're going to do that. I don't think we're going to do that at all. Or we shouldn't. If you are, you would be widely mistaken. So let's not do that. So the bottom line is, I think the Celtics are very good, but I think the Celtics can be had. I think the Celtics can be had. If anybody gets physical with them, I think they can be had. So And I just, we're gonna see. The playoffs are right around the corner, and we're gonna see. But I think that Celtics, the Celtics are just gonna walk to the finals. We need to pump the brakes on that. Because like I said, if a team gets physical with Boston, then what? What do they do? Where do they pivot? So where do they pivot? And and here's the thing. Jason Tatum, are we ready to say that Jason Tatum is a superstar? Tatum is a star, no doubt. But are we ready to say, okay, Tatum's a top 5 player in the NBA? Is he that? I don't think he is yet. I don't think you can be a superstar and have the kind of finals performance that he's had and just say the guy's a superstar. I don't think we can do that. And then last year against Miami in the conference finals, same thing. So I think at some point, he doesn't even have to, because you can be a superstar without winning a title. You can do that. But you can't continuously be so inconsistent in the big moments. That's my problem. Is he's just so inconsistent in the big moments. You go for 50 in a closeout game against Philadelphia, and then you don't show up, in a whole other series. So it's wild. Yes, the perfect example. Thank you, Mr. Magic. Allen Iverson was a superstar, and he never won a title. So you can be a superstar and not win a title. Because there's going to be some people that say that, no, he's got to win a title. No, you don't. So he's a worse Harden. Don't put that on him. Harden disappeared for 5 years of playoffs, for his whole career. Harden didn't show up in playoffs. He hadn't done that yet. So don't put that on him as of yet. Now, it doesn't mean it can't go down that path. Because we've seen James Harden and what he's done when he's had to be the man. It doesn't mean that it can't go down that path. But as of right now, don't put that on him. I wouldn't put that on him just yet. He hasn't earned that moniker of not coming through that many times. He's still got an opportunity here. So let's give him a little bit of a break. So Tatum is a superstar, especially if you're taking away championships. I don't know what that even means because he doesn't have a championship, Javin. But that doesn't make him a superstar. Even if you win a title, that don't make you a superstar. So, no, he's not. He's not yet. He can get there. He may be on his way. But he's not there yet. My man Bill Kernan, hey, Mr. Bill, Tatum needs to rise up in big situations before being a superstar. Exactly. That's what he needs to do. He's just got to continue to rise up and be that guy. He's got to continue to rise up and be that guy. My man said the Bucks are winning it all. I don't know if the Bucks are winning it all, but I think the Bucks can give them a problem. There's several teams that can give them a problem. The Bucks can give them a problem. The Knicks could give them a problem if the Knicks can get healthy. If the Knicks get healthy, they can give Boston a problem. It's looking like Cleveland may have figured some stuff out. And if Donovan Mitchell is healthy, they can give them a problem. There's a lot of teams in the East that can give them a problem. I'm not saying the East is the West by any means, but there's some teams out there that can give them problems. So Dame hasn't ever been a superstar? Who said Dame wasn't a superstar? I don't even know where you would get that. So everyone without a championship isn't a superstar. I think maybe, Braden, you came in late when I literally said you don't have to win a championship to be a superstar. I literally said that. No, I didn't say that I needed to have a championship. I did not say that. Never came out of my mouth. And not only did I say that, I brought up Allen Iverson as an example of you not having to win a title to be a superstar. So, and maybe you came in late, so I appreciate it. But no, I didn't say that. Because to me, that's crazy talk. I mean, you don't have to. It's the same thing, though. You can be a superstar and not win a title, but there's also people that have won a title that aren't superstars. You know? I mean, that's happened too. So it happens. It happens. So champions are made with teams, not individuals. Yeah. I mean, nobody wins alone. I think that's the misconception is that people think, well, your team won or you didn't. And that's not how it works. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wins a title by themselves. Nobody. And I don't care. People say, well, what about Dirk and the Mavs in 2011? What about them? I mean, Dirk wasn't the only basketball player on that team. You're telling me that nobody else on that team was any good? Give me a break. Jason Kidd, yes, his best years were behind him, but he was a more effective three-point shooter at that time than he was at any other time in his career. He was still an extremely smart point guard. He just lost his athleticism, but the man could still play. So, yes, you are exactly right. Champions are made with teams, not individuals. That is 1,000% correct. Could not agree more. That's why everybody that gets on the bandwagon of saying, well, you didn't win and or he won it by himself, he carried them. Somebody can carry your team. There's no doubt about that. But you didn't win it by yourself. That's the difference. You can make guys on your team better. I've seen it. Larry Bird did it. Magic did it. LeBron did it. Jordan did it. You can make guys on your team better. Absolutely. But you're not winning it alone. You're just not winning alone. That goes for anything. So, Bill Kernan says Jimmy Buckets would be a superstar. No. Jimmy Butler's not a superstar. Star, yes. Superstar, no. The difference with Jimmy Buckets is for a while, he turned it up in the playoffs. But during the regular season, sometimes he was just an average guy. You know, I mean, heck, there were years that he dominated the playoffs, but he didn't even make the All-Star team. Almost like he was saving himself for the playoffs, which, whatever. But no. Yeah, Jimmy Buckets is not a superstar. Star, yes. Superstar, no. Not even close, in my opinion. There's levels to it, and he ain't at that level. And there's even levels to superstardom, too, because Dame is a superstar. LeBron is also a superstar. Kevin Durant and Steph Curry are also superstars. Dame is not in their class. There's levels to a lot of this. There's levels to it. So, that's the difference. That's the difference. And you're right, Mr. Bill. A superstar makes his team rise up around him. And Jimmy Buckets definitely did that. But also, they consistently put it out there and are consistently the guy. Yes, they help their team rise up, but they are consistently, night in and night out, they're that guy. Jimmy Butler's not that. He's not that. So yeah, Jimmy Buckets is okay. Said Jimmy Buckets needs more help. All saw that in the bubble. I mean, they were hurt, I think, in the bubble. But, I mean, they made the finals last year without Tyler Hero. I'm interested to see if Tyler Hero comes back this year. I'm interested to see how good the Heat can be. Because with him and Rozier, you know, and if Jimmy Butler is healthy in the playoffs with Bam, the Heat got a shot. The Heat got a shot. So we will see. We will see. But let's move on. I'm interested to talk to you guys about this next little segment here. So Geno Auriemma came out yesterday after another huge game by Paige Bueckers and says she's the best in America and the numbers say so. That Paige Bueckers is better than Caitlin Clark. Now, he didn't say she was better than Caitlin Clark, but he did say Paige Bueckers is the best player in America. Now, and here it is. Of course, Geno would say this, but we know this, but we know the truth. Now, do we know the truth? Do we really know the truth? Because I will say this, and let's get the sparring and the debate going. Before Paige Bueckers hurt her knee, and she did it 2 years in a row, she was better than Caitlin Clark. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no debate. There's no nothing. And if you can't admit that, then you're not being honest. You're lying. So that part is the truth. She was the player of the year as a true freshman, the unanimous player of the year. She was better than everybody. And everybody knows that. Now, she got hurt. She was basically out for 2 years. That sucks. But that's not Caitlin Clark's fault that she got hurt. No, you can't blame Caitlin Clark for that. And Caitlin Clark got better. Just like everybody gets better. Especially when you're that good, you continue to get better. You know, you can't blame her for somebody else. For somebody else getting hurt. It sucks, but that's not her fault. That's not her fault. But Paige Bueckers is healthy this year. But how the game has blown up over the last year, and Caitlin Clark and her legend has grown in the last year, kind of outshined everything. So, is she actually better? And I see a couple people on TikTok saying, yeah, is she? Let me see the analytics. Let me see the analytics. I like that. It's unfair how everyone is mad about how physical Clark is. Talks trash to players. I don't think Caitlin Clark's very physical at all. I don't think that's why she was whining in the first round, and her dad told her to shut the F up. I don't think she's very physical. You know, I don't think she's physical at all. But that's okay. I mean, she doesn't have to be. That's not her game. So she's just better. So just use your eyes. CC is better. Well, I would say if you just use your eyes, CC shoots deeper. She makes more shots from further out. But if you're just using your eyes, says SB Kenny, what else does she do better than Paige Bueckers? Because it ain't really anything. So, but again, maybe we're grasping at straws, but just to say, well, just use your eyes, she's better. You're lying. You're lying. Don't do that. Don't do that. And again, if we're on, and I know Brian, you're playing both sides of the fence. No, I'm not. I'm just being honest. I think Caitlin Clark is the best player in America. I believe it. I believe it. But to just sit here and just totally dismiss Paige Bueckers, or just use your eyes, you're lying. Come on, man. You're lying. You know, Paige Bueckers was better than her. And she was. Now, she's coming off of 2 bad knee injuries, and she's just now rounded into form. So, not to mention, UConn player for player is better than Iowa. But the difference is they feed off of Caitlin Clark, and if Caitlin Clark does her thing and goes bananas, who knows? Who knows? So Paige is great, but she just isn't better than Clark right now. She was, maybe again, but not now. That can be the true definition of what is going on here. And I think what Geno is saying is once Paige really gets back up to 100%, she's the best player. And he's just saying it premature. And I think that's what is going on here. Paige is solid. That's one of the dumbest statements that I think I've heard, to say that Paige Bueckers she's solid. Really? Come on. I mean, Jesus. And I mean, if you want to disrespect somebody, just come out and disrespect them. But don't come on here being crazy. Oh, Paige is solid. What? Just say you don't know. Or, you know what? No matter what you say, I'm just going to like Caitlin Clark, and I'm going to disrespect this other woman and just say she's solid no matter what. Oh, my God. Oh. It's just insane. It's just insane. Saying somebody is solid is not a compliment. So you can whine all you want, Mr. Kenny. Saying somebody is solid is not a compliment. So, and her injury didn't hurt her game at all. If you've watched her play, I mean, if you watched yesterday, her injury didn't hurt anything. So, solid is a low-key backhanded compliment. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Don't do that. Don't be disrespectful. So, but no, her injury didn't hurt her game at all. It hurt her when she wasn't playing, and maybe she was slow to come back at the beginning of the year. But if you watched her from January on, she's just as good as what she was prior to her injury. So that's it. That's it. And it doesn't matter if you disagree. And nobody is offended. Nobody's offended. Just don't say dumb stuff. That's all. My personal growth only has its limits. It only has its limits. So my man, Mr. Bill, says she isn't even better than Juju. Who isn't better than Juju? So, yes, before the knee injury, I would agree, says my man, Mr. Bill. But, I mean, again, that's people that aren't paying attention and watching afterwards. They're not paying attention. And everybody's on the Caitlin Clark bandwagon. And no matter what she does or what she says, she's the best no matter what. I don't believe that. I don't believe it no matter what. I don't believe it. Just like people are saying. Here's the thing. Now, let me ask you this question. People are saying that Caitlin Clark is the GOAT. But we're literally having a conversation about somebody that was better than her and could possibly be better than her. Now, how is that the GOAT? Can somebody just explain that to me? How is that the GOAT? If somebody was better than you were, and clearly she was better, and we all know it, and could possibly be better when at 100%. That's not the GOAT, people. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's somebody saying Juju is already WNBA ready. She needs college experience. Yeah. And am I taking Paige over Clark? Yes, I am on my team. And that doesn't mean Caitlin Clark isn't phenomenal. But that's my team. So, and that's my team. So, that's just the way I look at it. And like I said, I'm different than some people else. But the one thing that I won't say is either one of them are the best players that we've ever seen. Because the best players that we've ever seen, at no time are you saying, oh man, this person's better than they are. No. That part, Cheryl Miller wins the GOAT. There we go. At no time is people saying, this is how good Cheryl Miller is. Cheryl Miller hasn't played basketball in I think it has been in college 40 years. And we're still talking about her being the best of all time. I mean, that's all I'm saying. And we know how much the women's game has evolved. But the difference is you could plug Cheryl Miller in right now in today's women's basketball, and she dominates. That she absolutely dominates. Michael, if you're only 20 years old, I'm sorry you don't know who Cheryl Miller is. YouTube is available. And then Scotty's saying, stop it. Really, stop it? Okay, Cheryl Miller, 6'3", could do it all, could shoot from everywhere, was quicker than everybody, jump higher than everybody. Not to mention her Hall of Fame basketball brother never beat her in a game of basketball. But somehow that woman couldn't dominate now. Oh, my God. I mean, at some point, we just got to stop. And I know people, who's Cheryl Miller? Just use YouTube. Don't say stuff like that out loud, man. Don't say stuff like that out loud. They'll put you in a padded room. Don't admit stuff like that. They'll put you in a padded room and lock you up and throw away the key. Lord have mercy. Yes, Chuck, people will say anything. Anything to be right. I get it. We don't know, so we just come up with something. We got to be right. But the bottom line is, I like Paige. I like Clark. For me, I think Paige will be better. Because I don't even think she's at 100% yet. I mean, people that you're not 100% for at least 18 months to 2 years after you tear your ACL. You can come back and play and be extremely effective, but you're not 100%, even with modern medicine. So, but that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Somebody said Lynette Woodard is the GOAT. Lynette Woodard, it wasn't horrible. Oh, hold on now. So, my man Scott Smith says Cheryl Miller scored 105 points in high school. And then we got a guy named Michael who's laughing at high school. How many points did you score total, Michael, in high school? I bet you didn't even score 105 points in high school. And yet you're laughing at somebody that scored 105 points in a game? What the hell, dude? Oh, man. Lord have mercy. And yeah, Cash, I didn't realize it either. I thought USC was better than that. Apparently, they have been awful. So, Lord have mercy. Apparently, they were awful for a long time. So, we're talking high school? No, he brought up high school, and you laughed at somebody scoring 105 points. And I guarantee you didn't even score 105 points in your total high school career. Only somebody that hadn't done that, hadn't scored that many points in their career, would be laughing at somebody scoring 105 points in a game. So, there's that. There's that. Yeah, USC Cash was bad for a long time, man. I thought they were better than that because they used to be the class of women's basketball, and then they were nothing. They were absolutely nothing. So, but yeah, it's weird. It's just weird. But I like it. I think we got the Sweet 16 in women's. We got the Sweet 16s in men's. We got all that coming together. I think it's another weekend of college basketball is going to be great. I can't wait again. The one thing that we don't have this year in the men's, like we did last year, we don't have really any Cinderella teams outside of maybe NC State. But we don't have any Cinderella teams. You know, it's for the most part, not for the most part, it is everybody. I mean, UConn. I mean, if you want to say San Diego State, but San Diego State was in the final game last year. I don't think that would qualify as a Cinderella. Illinois, Iowa State, North Carolina, Alabama, Clemson, Arizona, Houston and Duke, NC State, Marquette, Purdue, Gonzaga, Creighton, and Tennessee. I don't see, other than NC State, just because of the way their season went, I don't see a Cinderella of any of those. Do you? TikTok, YouTube, any Cinderellas? Like I said, maybe NC State. Oh, speaking of that, Yellow Fella, NC State of 1983. Somebody argued with me yesterday and said that they were not that was not a Cinderella team. Because they put out their top Cinderellas of all time, and they literally argued and said, well, they were a 6 seed and they were top 25 at the beginning of the year. I go, midway through the season, they didn't even think they were going to make the tournament. They had to win 4 games in a row in the ACC tournament just to make the tournament. They were a horrible team. They lost like 11 games. But that wasn't a Cinderella team. I'm like, what? I mean, that's like the definition of the Cinderella team. That's like the team that started it, isn't it? Oh. Exactly. The only reason they got in is because they won the ACC tournament. Oh, by the way, they had to beat North Carolina, who at the time had Michael Jordan, Sam Perkins, Brad Daugherty. They had those guys on the team. I mean, just a bunch of slouches. And then they had to beat who a lot of people think is one of the top 5 offensive centers to ever play college basketball in Ralph Sampson. And they had to do that. They had to beat them again to get to the Final Four. I'm like, come on, man. What are we doing? But again, somebody said it earlier. People will say anything. People will say anything. I'm just like, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. So, yes. And then they beat Phi Slamma Jamma to win the title. I mean, they didn't have any good players. I mean, Clyde Drexler, Hakeem Olajuwon. I mean, they were just a bunch of bums. They just unbelievable. Look, my personal growth, like I said, my personal growth only goes so far, people. It only goes so far. I can't with the craziness. I can't with the craziness. So I can only go so far. I can only go so far. Let's move on. As a reminder, again, Monday through Friday, Big B Daily, we're on at 9 a.m. Central Time, live on TikTok, live on YouTube. TikTok, you guys have done a great job. We're trying to get to 10K follows or 10K likes now. So continue to tap the screen. Let's get as many people in here as possible. YouTube, we appreciate everybody joining. Again, as always, man, if you guys enjoy what we're putting out there and what we are doing, please consider supporting us. On YouTube, you can kind of control the conversation where it goes. If you put, super chat, you always get put on the screen. We always read your question or statement. So you can kind of control the conversation. Same thing on YouTube or on TikTok. If you subscribe, you can do the same thing or by sending over a tip. Either way, we appreciate you guys. Thank you. So let's talk the Dodgers showing Ohtani. He finally came out and spoke yesterday. Did y'all think that was just a waste of time, that press conference? I mean, to me, I thought that was a waste of time. Like, I understand the guy doesn't speak English, but did we really think that he was going to come out and just admit to all of this? And who thought that, okay, well, you got to come out, you got to make a statement, you're not going to take any questions, you got to come out and deny all of this. Hey, man, the damage is done. The damage is done. his people already came out and admitted that he paid off the debt. That already happened. And let me just ask this question. Let me just ask this question of all of you guys. And I want y'all to answer honestly. If you didn't lend anybody any money and they are being investigated, they don't even have to be investigated. Let's just say you didn't loan anybody any money. You didn't pay off your buddy's debt. Would you make a statement saying that you did? Would you tell some people, yeah, I paid his debt for him? If you didn't do that, if they were being investigated by the police and they come to you and the statement that you put out in public is, hey, yeah, I paid his debt for him. Would anybody do that at any time? And then not only that, what was it? 45 minutes later, oh, wait a minute. Now, ESPN is trying to frame it that it happened the next day. But remember, when the statement came out, it was overnight. So technically, it was the next day. But it was in the middle of the night. And then all of a sudden, it comes out, oh, hold on. He stole money from me. If my guy stole money from me and I knew it, I would have just said that. So it's unbelievable. My man, Matt Hasselbrand, I don't know if you all have seen it. Pete Rose is out there literally just drooling. Just drooling. Pete Rose has already come out. I'm going to make a video later today about it, a Stitch video. Pete Rose said he wished he had an interpreter because he would be scot-free right now. Pete Rose is 100% correct. Pete Rose just didn't have a fall guy. He just didn't have a fall guy. That's his problem. He didn't have a fall guy. Oh, my goodness. And first of all, we put in, they never proved that Pete Rose was betting on baseball as a player. They proved it as a manager, and he even admitted it as a manager, but he said, I never bet on it when I was a player. And if you don't have the proof, then why the hell isn't Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame? Can somebody explain that to me? I get as a manager, fine. You want to keep him out of baseball forever, fine. But if you don't have proof that he bet on baseball while he was actually playing, then what are we doing? So, betting on baseball, no, betting on your team to win is not fine. Because they can prove that you probably bet, for instance, bet on them to win, but how do they win? Do you want them to win by 1 run? Do you want to win by 3 runs? And you can manipulate that as a manager. So no, betting on your team is never fine in any form, shape, fashion, ever, 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 ever. So it doesn't matter if he bet, his numbers were undeniable. If he didn't bet as a player, that's what he's getting put into the Hall of Fame for. He's not getting put in as a manager. It would be as a player. So my man Bill, Mr. Bill, says the press conference was a joke with Ohtani. That could have been done with a press release. Why bother? Yeah, I agree. What are we doing? What's the point? What is the point? So I just think it's crazy. I think what's going on is crazy. So he did it. He did it. I'm going to say it. He did it. And y'all can come after me. You can come for me. You can come for me. B, you don't know what you're talking about. You're blind. You're crazy. Fine. He did it, people. He bet on the sports. He did it. Now, again, I'm the type of person, if you can prove that he never bet on baseball, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I really don't. However, I'm also the same person that says, if you want to be part of my league, and my league says you are not able to bet on sports to be part of our league. If you do it, you have to face those consequences. That's my stance, and I'm sticking to it. And I know people will say, well, isn't that both sides? No, it's not both sides. I don't believe that as long as you're not betting on the sport that you are participating in, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't. I never have, and I never will. However, if the league that I want to be in says I can't bet on these other games, then I can't bet on those other games. If I'm going to be in somebody else's league. If it's my league, then I can make the rules and I can decide. But if I don't get to make the rules, then I can't, I have to abide by the rules. So, but that's just the point. He did it. Did you see the NBA player who got caught betting his unders? Yes. Oh my God. See, and that's the problem. We didn't think that, oh, well, it won't be a problem. Yes, it is. The guy bet his unders and then only played 4 minutes in a game and didn't hit them. And it's not like they were outrageous. I can't remember his name, but it was like 5.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, a half of a three-pointer. He bet all the unders. He only played for 4 minutes in that game and supposedly had an eye injury. And that was it. And then he went out of the game. I'm like, come on, man. And they caught his ass immediately. I'm like, wait a second. Oh my God. Like I said, I understand that gambling is an addiction. It is what it is. If people don't think that it is, I'm not here to argue that. I'm not even really here to talk about that. Thanks, Devin. We appreciate the gift, man. But my whole point behind all of this is if your league says you can't gamble, if you want to reap the rewards, which is millions and millions of dollars, then you just can't do it. Period. End of story. If you want, now you can if you don't want to be part of the league. But if you do, you just can't. And I don't want to hear about how somebody else is allowed to do it. And will Ohtani play again? Yeah, he'll play again. What, they play Thursday? He'll be in the lineup. Oh, don't get me wrong. Major League Baseball is going to cover this up. I apologize. If what me saying that he did it meant that they were going to suspend him forever, absolutely not. Major League Baseball is not going to let this cash cow get away from them. They've got their fall guy. So me saying that Ohtani 100% did it, he did, but Major League Baseball 100% will sweep it under the rug and get a fall guy. And maybe he shouldn't play again, but he's gonna. Yeah, they're not letting this go by. I'm going to tell you that right now. That ain't happening. That is not happening. Major League Baseball is not going to let this get out of control. You know how much money they are making off of Ohtani overseas? Yeah. If this wasn't him, Major League Baseball would be over it. Ohtani probably knew it too. If this is not Ohtani, if this is just the guy that's, let's say he's just a starting second baseman for the Mariners. He ain't playing baseball ever again. Let's just say he's an average guy. He ain't playing again. And so that part we know. And here's the thing. They only found out about this because they were investigating the bookie. Like they were investigating the bookie and then found where Ohtani had paid this guy directly. And then he comes out, well, he was stealing money from me and I had trusted him. So you trusted him with all your money? And you never looked at a statement? You never looked at a transaction? Huh. Okay. And I mean, you're that rich that you just give your interpreter access to your money. And a guy, I get it. He was close to him. But like I said, I don't have millions of dollars. But if I did, and my brother was still alive, God rest his soul, My brother wouldn't have access to my money. Why would I give it to my interpreter? I don't know. Somebody even tried to make an excuse for that, saying that, oh, well, $5 million was no big deal. He was making $50 million of endorsements. I'm like, so just because you're rich, you don't pay attention to your money? Is that what it is? Hey, I got all the money that I need, so whatever. I don't pay attention. I'd like to think that people that do have money pay attention even more to their money and probably watch it every day to see whether it's growing or not. But that's just me. So, and my man Matt Hasselbrain, you're right. Nothing's going to happen to Ohtani. Nothing at all. He's going to get he already got a new interpreter. That guy that they threw out there yesterday, whoever the hell he was. They threw him out there yesterday. Oh, my God. My man, Mr. Bill Kernan, said he spoke to a friend in marketing, and he said that the interpreter can take the fall and stay in Japan, and the Japanese government is not going to allow extradition on it, so everybody walks away. I mean, I mean, if America wants to put that guy in jail, Japan will put that guy in jail. I mean, Japan will follow me. They will make that guy go to jail. Now, Ohtani's not going to go to jail. But if America wants to put that guy in jail, Japan will 100% put that guy in jail, either there or ship him to America. That'll happen. But again, I think it's going to happen because the fact of the matter is Major League Baseball needs it to happen, and that guy's going to end up rich anyway for taking the fall. So, he's taking the fall. Of course, he's going to end up with a bag. A big one. A big one. So that's my 2 cents on Ohtani. I'm going to say this so everybody can hear. I 100% believe that Ohtani gambled. I think he did it. I think his interpreter was the middleman. And then when shit hit the fan, all of a sudden they needed a fall guy because they knew their story of him paying off his buddy's gambling debt wasn't going to hold water. So then they had to flip it and say, oh, yeah, we can't say we paid it for him. We got to say that he stole it. And now the guy's singing like a songbird. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. So, and somebody said, my man Shelby said he sees a movie coming in the future. I love it. I love it. Yeah. I mean, that's what happened. Here's the thing that I do want to see more. I want to see more Pete Rose videos. I want to see more Pete. If you all haven't seen the video of Pete Rose, look out, because I'm going to make a stitch of it later. It is hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. So Pete Rose is doing his thing. I need more Pete Rose videos. I can't get enough. I can't get enough. You knew he was going to say something. You knew it. Oh, my goodness. My man Pete. So, my man Pete. So, let's not forget Ohtani grew up and his best friends with the guy. Yeah, he is. That's what I'm saying. The guy was his buddy. So he's going to fall on the sword for him. Like I said, they came out with the story, and then the lawyers said, hey, man, that ain't going to work. We can't say that you paid his debt for him. You can't do that. You paid an illegal bookie. We can't say that you voluntarily did that. No, we got to say that he stole the money. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But anyway, let's move on to the Q&A section, man. We don't have to just harp on Ohtani forever. Let's move on. We got 10,000 likes on TikTok, man. Y'all keep going. I appreciate it. Let's get to 15. Keep going. Keep going. I appreciate everybody that's on YouTube as well, man. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for showing up. Thoughts on Qs from the Steelers. So the QBs for the Steelers, Mike Tomlin has made it a point to come out and say that Russell Wilson is in the pole position to be the starter. But he didn't come out and say that he's guaranteed to be the starter. He didn't come out and say, yeah, he'll be the starter going into the first week of the season. He didn't say anything like that. All he said was he's in the pole position right now. And here's the thing is Russell Wilson is the starter, and he may even win the job. But how long is that leash? When somebody's making $15, $16 million, their leash is pretty long. But when you're only making 1.5, your leash ain't long. So let Russell Wilson, screw up. Because I think the Steelers are going to put together a roster that can be extremely competitive. And another thing, people, that hasn't happened yet. Now, it might happen before the season starts. Mike Tomlin doesn't have a contract extension. Ooh. Yeah, Mike Tomlin doesn't have a contract extension. He's got 1 year left on his deal. He usually gets a contract extension when he has 2 years left. He didn't get that extension. That's something to think about. He got 1 year left on his deal. That's it. So, no, he didn't get a contract extension. Stop. Don't just say anything to say anything. So, are the Steelers saying, look, enough's enough? We're done with you having a winning record. We want some playoff victories. I think it is. I think they're saying, look, we love you, Mike, but it's time to start winning. All this mediocrity stuff, we're 500 or better stuff, that doesn't fly. That doesn't fly. Got to start winning. And they don't even have to win a Super Bowl, but just start with a playoff game. So just start with a playoff game. Win one of those. And you can't do that with bad quarterback play. You're not winning playoff games with spotty quarterback play. And that's what we've had. The last 2 years were bad quarterback play. Bad. That fraudulent 11-0 start. Everybody knew that it was fraudulent. If you were a Steelers fan like myself, you knew it was fraudulent. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, the Steelers got to do something. I'll be interested to see how this quarterback thing plays out. And honestly, like I said yesterday, and I've been saying, I want Justin Fields to win the job. I want him to outplay Russell Wilson and win the job. That's what I want. I want that. Because if he does that and plays well, the Steelers have their quarterback for the next decade. But if he doesn't, I don't know. But that's what I want. I want Fields to go in and win the job. Go win the job. And if he wins the job, go play well. But another thing is the Steelers still have some holes. People act like, okay, they got a quarterback, they're fixed. The Steelers need another wide receiver. They need probably a right tackle. We moved Broderick Jones to his natural position of left. So we need a right tackle, we need a wide receiver, and we need a center. Lord have mercy. So the offense still has some holes they got to fix. But quarterback is a big piece. Quarterback is a big piece. Uh-oh. My man Wakan said he might need a padded room. He's got San Diego State beating UConn. He's got San Diego State beating UConn. He might need a padded room. I don't think there's any way that San Diego State beats UConn. Not to mention San Diego State's going across the country to Boston. UConn's probably not far. Oh, probably not far. It isn't far from Boston. It'll be a home game for UConn. They travel well, especially when it's close. I don't think there's any way possible. But it's March Madness. It's March Madness. So who knows? Who knows? Let's see. I think Arthur Smith and Justin Fields is a good combo, says my man, Mr. Bill. Yeah? Let me ask you guys, do I need to as a Steelers fan, do I need to get behind Arthur Smith? I think I do, don't I? I was so against hiring him after the debacle of what he did in Atlanta. And I know everybody was saying, well, he was the offensive coordinator in Tennessee, and in Atlanta, he was the head coach. I said, but he called the plays and ran the offense in Atlanta. He ran the offense. So I just, and he ran it horrible. Part of that was they didn't get a quarterback, but I don't know. I think I just have to get behind him because he's going to be the offensive coordinator. What am I supposed to do? So, I can't say he's terrible. The new kickoff rules are horrendous. I don't know if anybody's heard. They're basically taking a page out of the XFL. I think it's absolutely despicable. They are ruining football right before our eyes. Right before our eyes. We'll talk about the hip drop tackle. We'll tackle that tomorrow. And better yet, you know what? We'll tackle both the NFL rules tomorrow. We'll tackle both of them tomorrow. But I can just tell you this. The owners and the competition committee are both they're single-handedly ruining football. Single-handedly ruining football. Hey, we want to make the game safer, so let's take out these rules and make some rules. But you know what? Let's add another game so we can make some more money. Let's add another game. So we care about your safety. We want you to be safe. We want you, these kickoff rules, they're crazy. We don't want people getting concussions. But let's go ahead and add another game in there. Let's play 18 games. Let's take out one of those exhibition games because those don't make a whole lot of money. And let's add in a regular season game because those make a lot of money. We already went to 16. We went to 17. Let's bump it up. Let's bump this thing up to 18. Let's see how much we can get out of you guys. Yeah, get out of here, NFL. They're going to ruin it. They're going to ruin it, people. I'm telling you. They're going to ruin it. It's getting that way. But they are going to ruin it. They're going to ruin it. NFL is the most popular sport in America, and it ain't even close. But they are on the verge of trying to kill this. They're on the verge of trying to kill this. But we'll see. We will see. Yeah, my man Matt Hasselbring's got it right there. Ruin it for the defense for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, it's crazy. So we're going to shut this one down for today, people. I appreciate everybody being in here. Again, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time, Big B Daily. We appreciate everybody in here and all the support you guys have given. Thank you guys very much. If you happen to be in the Big B challenge, Big B bracket challenge, Lord have mercy. Your boy is, how am I in dead last in my own damn challenge? How is that possible? Dead last. Not close to last. Not, he's tied. No. I am dead last. Dead last. It's brutal. Either way, y'all take it easy out there. Hey, man, if y'all haven't already, say your prayers or whatever you do for Baltimore. That bridge collapsing was an absolute nightmare. If you haven't heard about it, go somewhere and see it. It's crazy. Apparently, there's still some people trapped in the water, which I don't know how that's going to turn out. But either way, we're rooting for you to survive. We're thinking about you, Baltimore, as a city. Everybody else, thank you guys. Appreciate y'all being here. Tomorrow, another good one. Be here on Wednesday, people. Aloha.